Berytech, through its Agrytech Accelerator Program, has been working over the last 3 years on supporting the agri-food sector in Lebanon and the MENA region. Working on innovation that could take the sector to the next level, ensuring food security, food abundance, and sustainable agriculture production.
The 8 startups you're meeting today have made it to Phase 3 of our Agrytech Accelerator Program. Phase 3 is the growth and incubation phase, and it's all about getting our startups investment ready.
These Lebanese startups have defied all the odds: an explosion, a pandemic, and an uprising to deliver market-ready products that are much needed in the country today.
This means, in reality, working with them on getting more traction on the market while perfecting the product on one hand and getting leads and converting them to customers on the other hand. In parallel, it's also about getting all the documentation ready to be able to meet investors and pitch impactfully to them.
We're very happy to introduce them to you, and we hope that you enjoy that demonstration.
We are starting the demo day, and please join me in welcoming our accelerator manager, Mario Ramadan, who is joining me today to start this demo day. Mario, please lead the demo day.
Thank you, Salah. Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to meet you. 2020 has been a defining year for every individual and organization on the planet. At Berytech, it helped us define 8 market-ready products that we're about to demo for you. I've worked with many entrepreneurs for the past few years. None of them were anywhere close to the ones that I've met in this batch. They are not resilient, they are anti-fragile. With every problem and every incident they faced, they were either able to pivot or face it and change it into an opportunity. I'm not gonna waste my time talking about them. I'm gonna present them to you, and I know that you're as excited as I am. So let's begin with the demo day. Sugar, spice, and everything nice. These are the ingredients made to create the perfect disaster for your health. Our first startup has integrated mindfulness, satiety, and a healthy lifestyle in one product. Introducing FX Bars.
You're in the supermarket, in the snack section, trying to grab a healthy snack, and find yourself spending ages in front of the shelves. Does this ring a bell? Well, every single time we pass by this section, we experience what we call the illusion of choice. In fact, if you think about it, you only have 2 options. Either tasty snacks labeled as healthy, but actually full of refined sugars and ingredients you've never heard of before, or healthy and nutritious snacks that you'll probably try once. And when cravings knock on your door, we all know what you're gonna choose. It's a continuous cycle of pleasure and guilt. It's poison, right in the gut and also in the mind. Hey, we've been there. We've done that, and we think it's time to be in control of what enters our body. Let's choose a product with a minimalistic formulation and 100% natural and raw ingredients. Sweetened by honey, FX Bites will guarantee you an extended energy boost to help you get through the day and every time you're on the go. With fresh bee pollen, healthy oats, mouth-watering nuts, and premium dark chocolate, FX Bites will provide you with great nutritional value and an immediate feeling of satiety. Not only that, but our packaging is also fully recyclable, making you feel guilt-free about your consumption and its effect on the environment. We want to keep adding value and contribute in a healthier community. That's why we're giving you the real choice by extending our product line to include 100% natural protein bars, perfect before your workout. Healthy body, healthy mind. We believe that you have the power to always choose mindfulness and use every small step in your daily life to achieve wellness. We want to create an empowered and motivated community that never ceases to live and never stops chasing goals. Scan the QR code on the package, watch the motivational video, involve all your senses, get inspired, and spread the vibe. We are a team of dedicated women behind all FX Bars operations. In 2 weeks' time, we sold more than 100 packs and collected feedback from tastings. And by mid-October, we will be launching our products in more than 15 outlets between health food stores, diet centers, gyms, and online stores. Our plan is to raise $50,000 to help us build a semi-automated line, invest in sales and marketing, and also further develop our products in order to later export to the GCC countries. Be part of our journey and jump with us in an exciting market of more than $3 billion in the MENA region. Remember, with every bite you take, you will become a direct contributor to the local beekeeping community. Today, we invite you to join us in building a better, healthier future, full of achievements and possibilities.
So we've promised you, ladies and gentlemen, every year that we bring a new innovation to the Agri-Food Innovation Day. For this year, we decided to make you and bring you closer to us by engaging you. For that, I will ask the team to present and share the next slide. Ladies and gentlemen, we have created an engagement process for you to help us give feedback to the startups, and we've also created a platform for you whereby you can ask interesting questions to our startups. Please use the QR code that's being displayed on the screen, or head to slido.com and type in AFID, AFID 2020 to vote for the startups on the questions that are about to pop up next and ask them questions you have in your mind. We're going to give you 30 seconds to join us so that we kick off the process. Meanwhile, I would like to welcome the nice ladies with us today.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. So we're going to open the floor for questions as a start. Ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to post your questions on the platform so that Sasha could answer your questions. So we're starting to get a lot of questions, Sasha. So the first question is, when will the product be available on the market?
By mid-October, we will be launching our products in more than 15 outlets: green health food stores, diet centers, coffee shops, pharmacies, and online stores. We have two products, FX Bites and FX Bars, that will be fully ready when you want to order.
Thank you. And the next question we got is, are you working with small farmers for the raw materials?
Yes, actually what we are doing right now is we are getting the raw material for example, the honey and the bee pollen from local beekeepers, and we are thinking about broadening this field, and by getting these materials from the local farmers. And also, I would really like to say if you can please join us on our booth to know more about how we are selling our products and everything regarding our startup. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sasha. So we have a few more questions, and ladies and gentlemen, the questions that are unanswered will be posted on their booth, and you can also jump onto our platform and get the answers for your questions. Up next, we're going to activate the poll, and the question for FX Bar is, how likely are you to try FX Bar? Please give us your feedback by voting on that question. And the poll is starting to show up. We have 28 answers with an average score of 8.7. Seems quite interesting. Your product is being more likely promoted. Okay.
Thank you very much for your votes, and hope to see you in our booth.
Okay, and we're gonna give 5 more seconds for the vote. We have 55 answers and an average score of 8.6. Thank you very much for your time, Sasha, and thank you for your feedback, ladies and gentlemen. 1 in 10 people suffered from food insecurity in 2019. In Lebanon, 85% of our food is imported. 80% is the value of devaluation of our currency, and the price of food has spiked up by 110%. This is a national security threat, and our next startup is about to solve this problem. Introducing Ground.
We are at Flora's Greenhouse, where the owner, Roger Maawad, plants his typical 332 square meter greenhouse using 6,000 liters of water daily and 3 workers to manage the greenhouse. Now, what if we can turn this whole story around, like really in every single aspect? And that's what we've been working on for the past 1 year. And we call it ground vertical farming. With its fully automated vertical panels and its custom and uniquely designed growing medium that are controlled by an intelligent controller. But wait for the best part. Roger will monitor his planting process through his smartphone using our software that controls the panel's activities and the microclimate of the greenhouse, collects data, and sends it to an intelligent dashboard using an IoT system. With ground, Roger will double his planting space, uses 90% less water, 80% less labor cost, and increase his export opportunities. And all that for the fraction of the cost, starting $100 per panel and a $20 monthly subscription. The good news is that Flores will not be the only greenhouse to benefit from ground's solution. The vertical farming and hydroponics market in Lebanon is worth $56 million. We will start by focusing on greenhouse owners who plant leafy greens vegetables. And to put things into perspective, this industry is worth $1.86 billion in MENA and is globally expected to reach $12 billion by 2025. I know you're thinking of hydroponics and aquaponics. And yes, these are alternative systems, but they will cost you much more and won't give you the same output nor value. And what if I also told you, unlike these systems, ground does not require any advanced technical skills nor assistance? This choice is easy, no? We are the founders of Ground, and together with our growing team of advisors, we want to show greenhouse owners how Ground will optimize their agricultural production by maximizing their planting space and minimizing their costs. And we will start to do so by creating strategic partnerships with existing agricultural companies and by doing extensive marketing campaigns. We even got the interest of the press. This is time for us now to take our next step in our journey that started with Berytech for Agrytech in 2019, and we have been managed to develop our hardware, our software, and our growing medium, and are now in the process of validating our MVP to launch our product in October. Fortunately, Lebanon is shifting towards being a local production-based economy, and we believe that Ground has a huge role to play to fulfill the needs of the domestic market and create export opportunities for Lebanese producers. To make that happen, we need $100K to further develop our products, our nurseries, add new features to our growing medium, invest in sales and marketing, and grow our team. We need you to invest in Ground and be part of Lebanon's growth, benefit from a rapidly growing market, and help us increase yield and lower costs.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, using the same Slido link, we kindly ask you to start asking your question, posting your questions for Ground. I'd also definitely like to welcome Rita and Mitre with us on the platform today. And so, are you planning on expanding outside Lebanon? That's the first question.
Hi, Mario. Now we are starting in Lebanon, so we need to have a base and the R&D program, R&D research department. And while starting in Lebanon, we are planning, yes, to extend to Arab country and maybe North Africa, and who knows, maybe Europe one day.
Okay, and so a lot of questions. I'll pick one. How will your solution help the Lebanese people?
Our solution, as we know that we are lacking of water resources and a lot of topographic slopes, so we are now able to plant more in a less space, and this will help to recycle water and create more opportunities in terms of plantation and serve more the urban growth.
Okay, thank you very much, Mitre, for your time. Ladies and gentlemen, as previously noted, your questions will be posted on the platform and you can communicate and engage with Ground using our platform. Up next is the poll, and the question we're going to ask you is, how important do you think a project like Ground is for the current economic crisis? Using the same link, please start voting. And we're starting to get some feedback. We have 12 answers with an average score of 9.1, jumping up to 22 with an average score of 8.8. Okay. Closing to 50 with an average score of 8.5. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And our next question for the same group would be, how likely are you to use Ground to grow your own vegetables at home? Using the same link, please start giving us your answers. We have a 41%, 43% of participants believe that they are quite likely to use Ground to grow at their homes. And that's a very interesting number out of 55 participants. Okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your feedback. So before we introduce our third startup, I'd like to introduce you to my colleague, Joel Atalla. Joel is the investment specialist who has supported our startups in becoming investment ready and has been following up with them in the third phase of the program. Joel, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mario. Hello, I'm going to introduce our next startup. So has it ever happened to you to think of interesting plans to do during the weekend and not find any? Are you fed up with the usual plans of strolling at the mall, even visiting touristic places? How about the usual family lunch that you're also fed up with? This is precisely what happened with Karya. They wanted to create something different, something new, experiential, recreational, fun, something that could allow people to discover maybe a new place in Lebanon while discovering a new activity. They created the perfect weekend and decided to create Karya. Help me welcome with you the four founders of Karya, Serge, Nicolas, Faisal, and Eli.
Where do you usually go on weekends? What do you do in your outings? Is it pool or it is baalbek? Well, why don't you try something new, something different? Why don't you take your car and drive all the way to Aoura to spend a September-ish Sunday with Paul and pick his apple? Paul is an apple farmer. He is also a producer of condiment. You will learn about the variety, about the process, about the production, plus you will have a homemade lunch with several activities before hitting Gita's guest house to spend a lovely night at Aoura. Just like you can order food or track your driver online, Karya is a platform that connects people to memorable touristic experiences, linking hosts to users. The user can search for experience, request booking, and pay online, while host, just like Paul, he gets notified, he approves or declines, he checks his statement, and uploads photos. Our experiences are divided into main categories: culture, nature, food, and many more, while you can optimize your day by adding many neighboring activities or visiting many hosts. Our fee is 20% cut from each booking. We charge each host to boost his experience just like any media channel. There is a need for internal tourism, and this need is rising and booming, while the devaluation of the currency with the COVID-19 is making it almost impossible for people to travel and to explore new destinations. For so, in terms of scaling up, our market study showed that Italy, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Turkey have a significant aptitude to adopt our model in their touristic linkage. Our engagement on social media has reached 50%. This is because our strategy is based on digital platform. But this is not it. An ambassador program is tipped to play a huge role amongst acquiring new hosts. On the other hand, we are counting on our affordable prices and the uncommon engineering of our experiences to drive and retain traffic. Hi, I'm Serge, this is Michel, and this is Nicolas. We are Karya founders. Our journey started back in 2018. We were able to onboard 50 hosts and have 1,500 downloads. We shifted our model in 2019 to aggregate and sell only DIY experiences. And now we are testing new packages, which is honeymoon package, and sold several in summer 2020. Join our journey to expand and to make experiential tourism the norm. We are aiming to reach 20,000 downloads at the end of 2021 with more than 150 experiences to keep the local hosts sustainable in their land. Again, join us to expand and make the experiential tourism the norm. Help us expand.
Thank you for joining us today, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the floor is open for the questions. There you go. The first question is, what differentiates you from the Airbnb experiences?
Mainly our social impact differentiates us from the Airbnb experiences. This is one. Two is the fact that we have a bigger margin to maneuver in our experiences, because you see, we work with exceptional small-scale producers whom their primary craft is to, for example, do their jams or do their honeybee keeping or something like that. They are not tour operators. They are not meant to be guides or tour operators. They are people who already have one revenue stream, and we're aiming to increase their revenue stream into exposing them on Karya in order for them to entertain and bring in more revenue to their pockets. So this is what differentiates us, as well as the social impact we're working on from Airbnb experiences.
Okay, and the next question is, I would expect that. What are the COVID-related measures you're taking to secure your users' health and safety?
Hello.
So basically, what we're trying to do in order to limit our involvement or our things that would oh my god. Okay, basically what we're trying to do is that we're working with producers or hosts who actually abide by the COVID-19 regulations. This is one. Two, since it's a DIY experience-based application or platform, we are working with solely the hosts who are providing outdoor experiences. This is from another part. A third part is that we saw COVID-19 as an opportunity more than it is a threat, because most of the people nowadays are concentrating on doing internal tourism within their countries. And we're trying as much as we can to validate our model in Lebanon before we try and duplicate it in many other countries in the world, since it looks like Corona is not leaving anytime soon. So basically, this is it.
Thank you. And we're going to have a bonus question for you, gentlemen. How do you plan on scaling your product beyond Lebanon?
So once the COVID-19 is finished and we have validated our product here in Lebanon, doing several experiences, we're trying to partnership or do some franchise abroad with or collaboration with travel agencies or people who are in the sector to create the Karya business model abroad, especially in the MENA region.
Thank you, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to open up the poll now. And the question is, how likely are you to book your experience with Karya? And we're starting to get some votes with 21 votes and an average score of 8.3 so far. Thank you, gentlemen. We have 50 votes so far and an average score of 8.3. 5 more seconds before we close the vote. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your feedback. So, Joelle, I'd like to hand over the floor to you again.
Thank you, Mario. So our next startup comes from the heart of the Beka. They are farmers, they are recent engineering graduates, and they're entrepreneurs. Because what's an entrepreneur after all? It's someone who identifies a problem and decides to solve it against all odds. This is precisely what they did. They know the challenges of farming and decided to leverage technology to solve them. Please join me in welcoming Saad and Khalid from Smartland.
مية 142 كيلو هكتار أراضي زراعية مروية بلبنان بتعاني من مشكلة الري والتسميد العشوائي. هيدي المشكلة خلتنا نعمل كتير أبحاث واجتمعنا مع المزارعين عبر ويبينار، وتبين معنا أن المزارعين بيعانوا من مشاكل هدر المي، هدر السماد، تلف المنتوج. لنتأكد أكثر من هيدي المشاكل عملنا دراسة على 5 هكتار أراضي زراعية بيملكهم إبراهيم السيد، وتبين معنا أنه إبراهيم بيخسر بالموسم أكثر من $15,000. أما زراعة البطاطا بلبنان فبتخسر بالسنة $11 مليون زيادة مصروف و$20 مليون تلف منتوج. لنحل مشكلة إبراهيم ومشكلة كل المزارعين أطلقنا سمارت لاند من خلالي أنا سعد العباس وزميلي خالد العباس، شابين من أبناء الزراعة اللبنانية قررنا نخلي علمنا بخدمة عملنا. بمساعدة الأدفايزرز أطلقنا برودكت إي سويل اللي هو عبارة عن الري والتسميد الذكي. عنده سمارت كنترولر بيتحكم بنظام الري ليسقي حسب احتياجات الأرض، وبيتحكم بآلة التسميد ليسمد بطريقة سهلة ودقيقة. موصول على تطبيق هاتفي ذكي للمراقبة والتحكم. بلشنا بالتطوير والأبحاث للسيستم تبعنا بآخر 2019، وهلا خلصنا الجهاز وعم نبيعه بكلفة التركيب وبالاشتراك الشهري. بأول 2021 رح نعمل شبكة بتضم موردين السماد والبذور ومعدات الري مع المزارعين، ورح ناخد عمولة على كل عملية بيع وشراء بتصير بيناتهم، ورح نبلش نجمع معلومات للأراضي اللي بيركب عليها سمارت لاند. من بعد ما إبراهيم ركب سمارت لاند، إبراهيم رح يقدر يوفر بالموسم أكثر من $13,000. وفي 9 مزارعين مثل إبراهيم أبدوا اهتمامهم بالمشروع ومضينا معهم اتفاقيات. من بعد دراسة مكتب المحاماة لجهاز سمارت لاند تبين إنه فينا نسجل أكثر من براءة اختراع بأكثر من جانب بالنظام. 150 مليار هكتار أراضي زراعية مروية ما بين لبنان والمينا، يلي بشكله من سوقنا $240 مليار. أكثر من 45% من هيدي الأراضي بينزرعوا بس لموسم واحد، يلي بشكله من سوقنا أكثر من $80 مليار. نحن الحل لهيدي الأراضي لتصير تنزرع أكثر من موسم. أما سوقنا بالحدائق فهو أكثر من $48 مليار. تتميز سمارت لاند عن المنافسين اللي إلها بالري الآلي حسب احتياجات الأرض، المراقبة الدائمة، والتطبيق الهاتفي الذكي. والزيادة على هاو بالسوق الزراعي تتميز بالتسميد الدقيق والذكي. صرنا مستثمرين بسمارت لاند بحوالي $40,000 لحتى قدرنا نطلع أول نسخة من النظام ونخلص التطبيق الهاتفي ونبيع لزبونين. نحن هلأ بحاجة $40,000 لحتى نكفي تطوير وأبحاث السيستم، نبيع ل3 كلاينتس ونعرف مزارعين أكثر علينا. بكانون الثاني 2021 رح نكون بحاجة $100,000 لحتى يكون عندنا أنظمة جاهزة نقدر نلبي حاجات المزارعين، لحتى نعمل شبكة تربط بين الموردين والمزارعين ونجمع معلومات للأراضي اللي بيركب عليها سمارت لاند.
وب 29 ايلول 2020 ركبنا اول سمارت لاند على مشروع زراعه مائيه. هيدا الشيء رح يكبر السوق تبعنا ويخلق لنا فرص اكثر بالسوق. انضموا لنا لحتى نخفف مصروف المزارع اللبناني ونزيد انتاجه.
بحب رحب بالشباب معنا باستوديو اليوم. مرحبا شباب.
اهلا معك.
خالد وسعد، قبل ما نبلش نسألكم الأسئلة بدي أطلب من الفريق يرجع يفرجي السلايد للجمهور بليز. السلايد. Ladies and gentlemen, please use the screen. You can use the QR code or log into slido.com and type in AFEED 2020, okay, to give us your feedback, ask your questions, and vote on the questions. We're gonna give this 10 more seconds. And we're starting to get questions. عم ببلشوا يوصلوا لنا الأسئلة. أول سؤال لكم شباب، هل رح تبلشوا تصدروا البرودكت أو السيرفيس تبعكم؟
اكيد نحن هلا بلشنا تركيب بلبنان، ركبنا اول 2 بروجكت وعندنا فيجن لسنه 2022 نكون عم بنركب برات لبنان، وهي اول دوله رح نبلش فيها هي السعوديه.
اوكي. السؤال الثاني how does the smart fertigation system work?
It's work according to measurement takes from sensors, and we have a database that take the decision about running the irrigation and fertigation system.
اوكي. هذا السؤال جاوبنا عليه، رح ارجع اطرح سؤال ثاني. كيف اجتكم فكره سمارت لاند؟
نحن شابين ابناء الزراعه اللبنانيه، يعني ربينا بالزراعه وعشنا مشاكل الزراعه، مش حبينا يعني بدنا نحل مشكله من مشاكل الزراعه واللي هي مشكله الري والتسميد، اللي هي مشكله بيعانوا منها كل مزارعين العالم مش بس مزارعين لبنان. وبلشنا يعني التطوير باخر 2019، وهلا الحمد لله صار عندنا MVP وقدرنا نبلش نبيع.
اوكي. قد ايه حقه السيستم تبعكم؟
السيستم تبعنا بيكلف حسب مساحه الارض، يعني قد ايه مساحه ارضك وكيف مقسم الاريجيشن تبعها مقسم، السعر بيكون على هذه الطريقه.
اوكي. بما انه حكينا بحجم الارض، اجانا سؤال له علاقه بحجم الارض، قد ايه اصغر قياس ممكن يكون لحتى نقدر نركب السيستم على ارض زراعيه؟
فينا نركب السيستم تبعنا على من اصغر قطعه ارض، فينا نركبه على شتله، وفينا نركبه على سيستم إريجيشن 1000 دونم واكثر كمان.
اوكي. وكيف بتقاربوا السيستم تبعكم اوكي مع السيستمات الموجوده الثانيه بالسوق؟ شو اللي بيفرقكم عنهم؟
السيستمات الموجوده بالسوق هلا كلها عم تكون تايمرز، سكيدجول إريجيشن سيستم، اما نحن عم نسقي الارض حسب احتياجاتها.
اوكي. واخر سؤال رح يكون كم يونت عايزين نحن بالارض تبعنا، انه او كيف تقسيمه اليونتس بتكون على الارض؟
اليونت كل يونت بتغطي زون حسب مساحه الارض مقسمه الى زونز، فقد ما كنت مساحه الارض بنقسمها لزونز، وكل زونز الى يونت فالف يونت وسنسور يونت.
اوكي. شكرا لكم شباب.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move to the next question, which is a poll question. And the question is, to what extent do you think automating irrigation and fertigation will help local farmers save on their costs? And the poll is open, and we have 17 answers so far, and with an average score of 9.4, probably the highest score we've gotten so far. 37 answers with an average score of 9.1. Looks like our boys got hit the pot of gold. 43 with an average score of 90, and 51% of the people voting rated it at 10 out of 10. 5 more seconds for your votes, ladies and gentlemen, before we lock down the vote and move forward. We have 53 answers with an average score of 8.9. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll give the floor back to you, Joelle.
Thank you, Mario. Food safety and food security are becoming global priorities, even more so in light of the recent global pandemic. After all, it's our health and our life that are at stake. Putting technology at the service of food safety and food security is precisely what our next startup did. One of them is a business hustler, the other one is a marketing geek. Both are strong, determined, and ready to impress you. Please join me in welcoming Fidel and Nathalie, the two women behind Foodsight.
Smart Gourmet expanded the reach to the North American region where food safety and compliance is strict and fundamental to export.
Being part of the food industry in Lebanon has its struggles since we lack the fast and easy access for proper information. And in this current situation, we're looking for more export opportunities but struggle to know how to meet the requirements.
These are examples of the many challenges food manufacturers usually face. Here comes Foodsight. we created an online platform that connects food manufacturers with freelance food industry experts in order to tackle their most pressing challenges in terms of food safety, quality, and export readiness. We provide these food businesses with affordable consultancy project packages, as well as access to an online library of regulatory documents through a B2B freemium model. The process is easy, whether you are a food manufacturer or an expert. All you have to do is create your account on our website and get started on the platform.
The COVID-19 pandemic affected the global industry and reminded businesses of the need to integrate technology and remote work into their schedules, and of the importance of complying with food safety and quality requirements. The Lebanese agri-food market is the major contributor to the industrial economy, with 85% of the food production companies considered as SMEs, and requiring high professional support to compete and reach greater opportunities within the region, hence choosing this segment as our first target market. With Foodside, food businesses can aim to reduce complaints and rejections by 80%, reduce wasted time and effort by 60%, and increase productivity by 70%. Foodside is the first mover in the region. By using the latest online technology tools, we act as a one-stop shop platform.
Being social activists and business professionals, Natalie and I, Fidel, we believe our solution will disrupt the way food safety is tackled in the region, create business opportunities, and have a strong social impact. Backed by our team, advisors, partners, and alliances, we were able to validate the market needs, build our platform, and today, after investing $25K, Foodside is up and running online with 70 registered users between manufacturers and multinational experts, 3 successfully completed pilot projects, and 2 paying customers on board. We are currently raising $30K in order to finalize our platform development and run our activities till the end of 2020. This will allow us to onboard 10 customers in Lebanon and reach our new markets in GCC and MENA starting 2021.
Agrytech introduced us to Foodside, a Lebanese startup specialized in food safety and compliance. 3 projects has been conducted so far successfully. Foodside team has showed professional skills and remarkable follow-up. Thank you, Foodside.
Be part of our journey and help food business owners like Jad get the expertise they need to start exporting and take their business to the next level.
Good day, ladies.
Hello, Mario. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please start posting your questions on Slido. The ladies are happy to answer. So we do have our first question.
Okay.
How much do you charge people to access the online library?
Okay, so before answering this question, Mario, I have good news. We will benefit from this opportunity to offer early bird discount of 15% for the first 10 projects. So I invite all the business owners, food business owners, manufacturers and producers, and anyone who knows food manufacturer and producers who would like to benefit from our services to create an account on our platform and to submit his request. As for your question, so first, currently, we will be offering the regulatory documents for free online, but later on we'll be charging for these documents and we will be establishing a subscription-based services. So hurry up and benefit now from the free service.
Thank you. The next question is, why would people prefer Foodside to traditional food consultants?
Okay, so there are many reasons. First, because Foodside is acting as a one-stop shop. You can get the information or document you want in just one click without making effort and wasting time on that. And you can connect with the highest quality freelance professionals who are just one request away. And also there are many reasons. Please join us at our booth so we can show you how our solution will answer your needs.
Okay. So I think the person meant here, are food consultants paid on your platform?
Yes, definitely. We will be taking only a 25% cut on every transaction between the food expert and the client, which is the food production owner, producer.
Looks like we had a lot of food experts on the platform.
Can food science students benefit from the platform?
Definitely, we encourage all food industry experts to join our pool of experts, which is growing. So please create your account on our website and fill in your profile details under your account page for a chance to be selected to work on a project soon.
Okay. Which countries can use it?
For the time being, we are working in Lebanon with food production companies in Lebanon, but we are aiming to expand to the GCC and the MENA region. So all food industry experts in any country around the globe can join our platform. But for the food production companies, we currently are working in Lebanon, but we aim to expand to the other nearby countries.
Okay. And how do you select the consultants that you include in your database?
For the time being, all the experts are submitting the request and creating the accounts. We are filtering the CVs, but soon there will be a quiz, and every expert will have to fill this quiz. And if he is eligible based on his score, he can proceed and create his account.
Okay. Thank you very much, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day. So before we jump into the next startup, we have one last question, which is a poll question, as usual. And we're going to open up that question as we speak. How much do you trust locally manufactured food products? And the ground is open for your votes, ladies and gentlemen. We're at 29 answers, and we have a 58% score for sometimes, 28% score a little, and just a 7% score for always. While we get these votes up and running, I noticed one of the questions was directed to Berytech. And ladies and gentlemen, that answer will be posted on the platform, and you can get your answer there as well. So 5 more seconds before we close the poll. Please give us your feedback on your level of trust towards locally manufactured food products. Okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your feedback. Joelle, the floor is yours again.
Thank you, Mario. So our next entrepreneurs are 2 environmentalists who spotted an opportunity in the beekeeping industry. They decided to leverage technology to digitize apiaries and optimize honey production. I can tell you, they've been working like bees to make their project a reality. Please join me in welcoming Yazid and Naji from the Bee House.
Humans first tasted honey 10,000 years ago. It was the early Egyptians who started apiculture by using tree logs as hives. It wasn't until the 19th century when a clergyman from America called Lorenzo Langstroth designed the Langstroth hive, the one we and 400,000 Arabic-speaking beekeepers are still using. The Langstroth design and method revolutionized the sector. He was known as the father of modern apiculture. But now in the 21st century, beekeepers are faced with new challenges, mainly related to hive theft, disease spread, and low productivity due to climate change. This is why we have created the Bee House, in order to tackle these problems, leverage apiculture by using digital technology, and take part in the future of beekeeping. We've developed simple plug-and-play devices that allow the beekeeper to always be connected to his hives. By installing one bee hub in his apiary, placing some bee scales on selected hives, and a connected mobile application, a beekeeper can easily monitor, manage, and optimize his bee colony health and performance. Our application is available in Arabic and easy to use. Its purpose is to create a homogeneous community of beekeepers who will share best practices, standardize operations, and coordinate treatments. Our solution will reduce colony loss, reduce operational costs, increase honey quantity and quality, adding 25% more profit to the beekeeper's business. Based on available technology in the market, we came up with an innovative monitoring model that reduces the cost of hive monitoring by 50%. With 40 million bee colonies in the MENA region and at a price of $55 per hive, We are aiming to serve a market of $220 million. Lebanon alone is worth $1.4 million. Our revenue model is based on a one-time hardware sale and a yearly subscription fee. Since we launched our Facebook page, we received much feedback from Lebanese beekeepers. These helped us sell 20 bee monitors to 4 beekeepers. Our aim is to close 10 deals by the end of November 2020. These orders will help us fine-tune our solution to better serve the market. Our journey started in October 2019 as an idea. With the help of Berytech and the collaboration with our bee experts and beekeepers, we developed our prototype. Today, we have a functioning solution that has been ordered by 7 beekeepers. We need to increase our capital in order to mass produce our first batch of equipment, fine-tune our mobile application, and be able to launch into the MENA region.
This is just the beginning, and once we set the trend of digital beekeeping, new products and updates will be launched constantly to serve the beekeepers, the bees, and the ecosystem.
Okay, I'd like to welcome Yazid and Naji with us today as well. And ladies and gentlemen, the floor is open for your questions. I would also like to ask the team again to showcase the Slido for the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, please log into slido.com and use the AFID 2020 code, or use the barcode and QR code being displayed if you'd like to ask questions or vote. Okay, gentlemen. And so we're up for the questions. Can you control operations like feeding using the app?
Actually, at the time being, this is not available, but we have already thought of this, and it might be considered if there is a need for it in the market. We always go back to the beekeeper's need, and if there is a need to have automated feeding through the application, there is a possibility because our device is quite versatile to accept any plugins.
Okay. What kind of data do you collect with the monitors?
Okay, that's a good question. The most important data that we collect is weight, because the weight shows how much volume of honey is there in the hive. The other data collected is temperature and humidity. As I said before, the system is really versatile, so we consider adding a microphone to record audio from the bees and a gas sensor in a later stage. So for the time being, it's weight, temperature, and humidity.
Okay, we have actually a lot of questions coming up for you guys.
That's nice, that's nice.
Can your system allow monitoring bee disease?
The system through temperature and humidity sensors, and once we add the gas sensor, it can detect the variance in temperature and the variance in humidity caused by disease as symptoms. So in a way, yes, it can predict any case of disease that might affect the colony.
Okay, we have a question that seems to have a thumbs up from other audiences as well. Does your product have any negative effects on the bees?
Our product uses normal technology or normal communication means used daily in our human life. And so far, there are no scientific data or any proof, non-conclusive data that says any of these technologies affect pollinators. So effectively, till this moment, there is no evidence, no. It does not affect it.
Okay, and is one monitor enough for the apiary?
Okay, the system works with a bee hub, which is the central unit, and you have a scale, and the scale connects to 10 hives. So effectively, one monitor is not enough. If you're monitoring the weight, you need a scale beneath every hive, or at least one beneath 10 hives to read a pattern. And if you're controlling theft, temperature and humidity, you need a bee monitor inside every hive. So I hope this answered the question.
Okay, thank you very much. Up next is the polls, ladies and gentlemen. And the question we're about to ask you, actually, this is more of a twofold question, is how much do you trust the quality of the honey you consume? Once you answer that question, the next question will be, how necessary do you think a solution like Bee House is for beekeepers in Lebanon? Seems like we have a low trust score for the honey we consume in Lebanon, gentlemen. And the trust level with 37 votes is at 6.1. Seems like we have a winning solution here. And we have an average of 8.4, an average score of 8.4 when it comes to people considering Bee House as an important or essential product for beekeepers in Lebanon. Thank you very much. Okay, so applying GAP, or good agriculture practices, is not an easy feat. For farmers, it's both time-consuming and costly. 1 year ago, a group of entrepreneurs joined us at Agrytech to engineer a solution that can bring GAP compliance closer to the farmers. They've developed a solution that is both cost-effective, scalable, and as well achievable and very straightforward to the farmers. Our next startup, Luxseed, minds the gap.
One major chronic problem in agriculture is the existence of invasive plants called weeds. Weeds cause yield losses by stealing nutrients and water away from the crops. In onion fields, for instance, they can cause up to 60% of losses if left untreated. Farmers treat weeds using expensive and time-consuming manual labor and by spraying herbicides, which are harmful chemicals. With healthier crops and a cleaner environment in mind, Luxseed is building a robot that uses a laser to kill more than 85% of the weeds with high precision to prevent losses caused by traditional solutions. We will offer a weeding service where the robot comes to the growers' fields every 20 days throughout the season, and our clients will be charged per dönum. This is the model they are used to, and we're here to make it even better. Luxseed decided to offer a more affordable service since cost is one of the main pain points we found after interviewing more than 10 farmers in the Bekaa region, including Adnan, a big onion grower. Adnan has more than 30 hectares of onions. With Luxseed, he can save 20% of his weeding costs. And even more, the service itself can help him save money and increase profit indirectly. How? Herbicides delay onions' growth by 15 to 20 days, which burdens farmers with more costs, like irrigation for instance. Being an onion grower in Akkar, Adnan can go faster to market with his produce and increase his profit by more than 100%.
In order to build a robot that will make all of this happen, we already completed our proof of concept and are now fine-tuning our artificial intelligence software that distinguishes between crops and weeds. Till now, we were able to create an image dataset of more than 5,000 pictures from Lebanese onion fields for our AI. The pictures were then labeled by a professional company that classified the type of weeds and located the weeds growth center. Afterwards, the labeled pictures were reviewed and corrected by an Italian agronomic doctor specialized in weeds. Plus, after a prior art search conducted by a Lebanese IP firm, we discovered that our robot has 6 patentable features.
Even at this early stage of development, we signed 6 letters of intent with Bekaa farmers. In other words, 50 hectares and $85,000 in revenue. We even received many calls from farmers who are interested in our solution through our Facebook ad campaign. We expect the robot to be completed by mid-October to test it on the field in Akkar throughout November. We will also take more pictures to enhance the AI and use a more powerful laser to scale the prototype.
Talking about scaling, there are plenty of ways we plan on scaling. We can add more crops like lettuce and spinach.
And at a later stage, add more features like killing bad insects with the laser. And finally, scale to Europe. Join us in our journey to make chemical spraying a thing of the past and organic crops a realizable future.
I'd like to welcome with us Laksit team. Laksit team, good morning.
Hello.
Hello. So ladies and gentlemen, the floor is also open for questions again. So we have, the first question is, how precise is your laser?
All right, we have two criteria that we're depending on. First of all, the laser beam is around 4 millimeters, enough to hit the growth center of the weed. And the mechanism itself has an accuracy of 0.07 millimeters, which is very reliable.
Okay, we're getting a lot of questions for you guys. So does the laser harm the microorganisms in the soil?
The laser doesn't harm the microorganisms in the soil since it only hits a specific point in the plant, and just like Guadaluna said before, it has only a spot diameter of 4 millimeters.
Okay. What is your market differentiator?
So if you're talking in the MENA region, it's we're first in the market as a laser technology, and we can also enter organic fields. Other robots, they're using herbicide spraying. They cannot do that. So our target market is bigger, and we're the first laser weeding robot acting on onion fields.
Okay. How big can the robot be to cover large areas? Example, working hours per area?
Right. So basically, the size of the robot is going to be according to the size of the land. Since we're starting in onion fields, they used to plant using tractors, which size 1 meter, 1.7 meters by 1 meter. So that's going to be the size of our robot. And we're planning on covering 10 dunams per day, like the average speed that is being covered right now by the manual labor.
Okay. So we have a question that has a thumbs up. The robot saves costs, but what is the impact on labor? Is it replacing or complementary?
It's both, kind of, because we still need supervisors to supervise the robot. But what we're doing really is relieving the manual labor from repetitive tasks that are very mundane now in this century. Just like in the Industrial Revolution, when we relieved the workers, we replaced them with machines, automatic machines. And now the workers are themselves controlling the machines. So we're leveraging their work.
Okay. We have a question with a thumbs up. Are all weeds detected? And is it an easy-to-use robot for farmers that were not introduced to robotics before?
So yes, it will be an easy-to-use robot since we will provide the necessary training for the farmers themselves, first of all. And could you please repeat the first part of the question?
We skipped the question. Just give me a second, please.
Okay.
Is it easy to control the robot for
Yes,
a person who has
yes.
never used robotics before?
Yes, it is easy. We will provide the necessary training and everything. And for detecting all of the weeds, so basically it will detect most of the weeds, but of course there will always be a small margin of error.
Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. So moving up next is the poll. And the poll is a word cloud this time. What is the first word that comes to your mind when someone says organic food? Please provide us with your feedback, ladies and gentlemen. So we have costly, expensive, no pesticides, healthy, expensive again. Seems like expensive is taking a toll. Healthy. So I have 27 answers, most of which so far are coming in as either healthy or expensive. And I think your solution edges people a bit closer towards becoming organic or at least GAP compliant. Okay, 5 more seconds before we close down the poll. Thank you for your feedback, ladies and gentlemen. So, jump on your Chrome browser and Google the list of countries by garlic production. And you'll notice one thing. People's love for garlic is a global phenomenon. Our next startup is about to become your next obsession, ladies and gentlemen. Let me welcome Mesmix with us today.
Lebanese garlic is good, really good. Imagine yourself having it with a chicken fillet or a tawouk sandwich. Good taste, yeah? Imagine it with a pizza or French fries or even cheese garlic bread. Delicious, right? Endless possibilities. You can have it with raw vegetables, even chips. But what if you can't find it in your fridge when you crave to have some? This is the problem of 70% of the Lebanese who can't find garlic when they crave to have some at any given time with any meal. But why? Why can't we have garlic in our fridge when we crave to have some? Because of this. This is what's being sold in the market at the moment. It is a basic garlic dip that comes in an obsolete package that is not practical and not hygienic. It has a short shelf life. It contains mayo and eggs. Today, we are revolutionizing the garlic experience. We are introducing the Mesmix garlic dip. It comes in a squeezable bottle, much more practical, much more hygienic. It has a shelf life of 1 year and can be stored outside the fridge. It doesn't contain mayo, it doesn't contain eggs.
With this product, we are the first to offer real authentic Lebanese garlic to the region and to the world. Do you know that 60% of people living in the MENA region eat at least once a week garlic in their diet, and 92% of Lebanese living abroad can't find garlic in their cities? In 2025, the global market of condiments will reach $173 billion. Garlic dip has an untapped potential. Let's tap into it.
Founded in 2018, we are currently producing 18 SKUs, including original hummus, flavored hummus, baba ghanoush, chili paste, and many more in our 200 square meter facility. In the last 18 months, and despite all the challenges, we were able to sell 200,000 units to 150 points of sale across Lebanon.
By end of year, we plan to launch 3 new products: keto diet garlic, garlic in a jar, and garlic cooking aid. For 2021, we plan to launch salad dressings and other sauces. This constant innovation in product and process is key for us to fulfill our vision to become the next Lebanese food powerhouse.
But wait, we are not done yet. For every bottle of garlic you will be purchasing, we will be distributing 3% to the local garlic farmers in the Bekaa region to incentivize them to continue producing locally and potentially make them our sole suppliers.
Our focus in 2021 is to increase production and delivery capabilities, export to foreign markets, invest in R&D, and go up the value chain by farming garlic.
We're looking for dips lovers, people who share our vision. Be part of Mesmix, invest, spread pleasure, and make an impact.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us today. Your product is on fire. We're getting a lot of questions here. The most common question is your product vegan?
Yes, it is. We confirmed that answer. The product is vegan. It contains basic vegetables, the garlic raw, and other food additives.
Okay. The obvious question is, does your product contain additives?
Doesn't contain additives in terms of food additives. It contains texture and binding additives, which fall under food product, edible food product. But no, it contains garlic, citric acid, salt, cornstarch, and oil.
Where can I find your products in Lebanon?
We are in major food stores like Spinaz, Fahd, Metro, You can find them also online via Knock Knock, Tutters, InstaShop, through affiliated stores, and we have also we're localized in mainly 6-7 regions.
Okay, we have an interesting question. Can I cook it?
Yes, definitely you can cook it. You can add it as a food product. It's a good question because it opens up for us a large perspective. In 2021, we're launching a YouTube channel where it's going to be an educative channel. We're going to teach people how to use our product, how to use garlic, where to use garlic. So yes, they can cook it.
Okay. Are you open for internships?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Is it good with pasta?
Definitely good with pasta. We tried it with pasta. Maria.
Yes, it's very good with pasta actually. I want to add that I don't like garlic. I didn't like garlic initially, and the product taught me to like it. And we actually tried it the other day
They're
with
gonna
pasta.
kill you.
No, actually. So because it's really opening new demand of people who are not garlic lovers, and because it's not too heavy on the stomach, you can really have it and enjoy it and really like it.
Okay, so we're getting a lot of comments here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for giving them those comments. But please, let's focus on the questions. Okay.
Please tell us, people like it? Yes.
Yeah. So far, how much investment do you need?
To make it clear, for the current year, 2020, and even a bit Q1 of 2021, we are self-funded. We're looking into the next phase. We're looking at a 6-digit figure. I won't disclose it now. People can reach out to us. We're open for investment, definitely. It depends on the strategy we want to adopt.
Okay. Are you going to make an order-free version?
Yeah.
So we had this plan initially. When we started Agrytech program, the first phase was about testing the concept. So what we did is that we did a very big set of interviews with people. And one of our hypotheses was to actually do this garlic without odor. And what we saw is that actually no, garlic lovers do not want garlic without odor. This was like one of the big insights of the first phase of Agrytech. So I think the answer is for now, no, unless we move to another market where we see that the demands are different.
Okay. We have a question
Can I add something just on top of that?
Go ahead.
Having garlic without odor is like having the French cheese, the blue cheese, Roquefort, without odor. I don't think French people will appreciate that, as well as Lebanese people won't appreciate garlic without odor.
Unless you have a date. What about food safety? Any plans to implement HACCP?
Yes, definitely. We started following the procedures and implement them. The certification is part of our plan for 2021.
Okay. Last question for you before we open the polls. I'm checking the likes. Depending on the likes, I will ask. What is your source of garlic?
We tried as much as possible to get garlic locally from the Lebanese market. However, due to the volatility of exchange rate, Lebanese farmers were more incentivized to export their garlic to Jordan and Saudi Arabia. Taking that into consideration, our plan for 2021 is one, incentivize farmers by allowing a 3% cut on every bottle bought and sold. That will go directly to fund local farmers in their own garlic farms. Two, this will make more room for the farmers to increase their prices. Like this will cut the middleman. And the third point is to start farming garlic locally in our own farms also.
Okay, thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to open up the last poll. And the question is, how likely are you to try Mesmix? The Slido poll is open and we have 27 answers so far with an average score of 9.2. and we're closing to 50 answers or 50 submissions. We're at 50 submissions with an average score of 9.2. Thank you for your feedback, ladies and gentlemen. So we're at the end of the demo day. We would like to thank you for your attendance, for your time, and for following up with our startups. The startups are available at their booths. They're happy to answer your questions if you have any. And right now, I would like to leave the floor back to Salah. Salah.
Thank you, Mario. Thank you for the great effort that you are doing with the startups already. To have seen the videos, and everyone is interested in those startups. So thank you for that. So we are coming to the end of our day. You have seen 8 amazing startups. The innovation is there. So we hope that they will trigger definitely your interest. A lot of partnerships will be established. Everything that you have put on Slido will be shared with them in their booth. And guess what? We are leaving the platform open for a couple of days to come, so you can interact with them later on. The whole event does not stop here. It starts here. For those startups, the future is not yet clear, but we will help them to pave the road towards the future. Again, I would take this opportunity in this event to thank every one of you. And I want to call for all the scientists, for all the specialists, for all the engineers out there, that as of this moment, we are opening the door to apply for Agrytech Batch 4, to be in the next batch of startups. I want you to participate. If you are interested of what you have seen today, if you have a challenge that you need to solve, if you have any problem that you need to solve and you have a solution in any technology, I would urge you to jump in and apply. We are sharing today the link in the message. We have shared the link in the message to apply today. We will be showing also a quick video about the procedure to apply. Finally, I would like to thank every one of you. I would like to thank the Embassy and the Kingdom of Netherlands for their support, for all your time that's spent, for all the mentors, and above all, I want to big thank to Act Smart team who were working for days to make this happen. Thank you, everyone, and have a great evening to our next event and the launch of Agrytech Batch 4.